Alright, man. Shout out to Kick, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with the platform, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already watched the concert. It hasn't even started yet, twin. Shout out to Kick. I fuck with Kick the long way. However, this is an ex-staff member that came out with some crazy allegations against Kick. It's going on a second. This is ex-staff. Why I had to leave Kick. I did see a couple of clips. I never seen the full video. But it looks like Kick might be getting exposed, so let's check it out.
Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know who I am, which is probably 99% of you, my name's Melissa and I was previously employed by Kick and Steak. There's been a couple of controversies recently that I've posted on my Twitter just in regards to how they've treated me since I left.
I think she dropped this video because like every time she tweeted it, like she left, because I would see her tweets would pop up on my For You, and like I would see her tweets and it would look like it was always getting downplayed, and she was talking about like how she was getting harassed by old staff because of her telling her truths on what happened with her as a staff. So I don't know what the flip is happening, but let's get it.
Not only did they send me a cease and desist, which I'll go into in a second.
They sent you it. Okay, that's bold. Getting a cease and desist and still making a video is crazy. On your behalf, we act on behalf of EasyGo, our client solutions. We are instructed to recently resign. We are instructed that you recently resigned from your employment and have since made comments on social media about our client, which have the risk of damaging our client's reputation. Accordingly, we have been instructed to rate you, mind you, you're continuing casual legal.
In regards to this tweet,
I don't even know what
here.
Hello, I've decided to step down my position. Sometimes you have to go with your gut. Yeah, her tweets were popping up for me.
But they've also been lying about the fact that I was fired when I quit. So I posted this post with my resignation letter in it.
I did see this as well. Is there a death that Kick won't Kick streamer won't stoop to? I've told multiple times since I quit that they were going around saying I was fired and making up ridiculous reasons why. Let's put this to bed right now. Here's a screenshot of my resignation email. I did see this.
I think a lot of people were kind of confused on why I would post a resignation letter to like 700 people that follow me on Twitter. This is because quite a few people in the esports industry do follow my account. And I thought it was a good way to showcase that if they had heard these lies, that they were absolutely unfounded. And I felt like I really had no other option. I mean, it was either let it go or try my hardest to get it out there, that was absolutely not the case. Now, when I talk about them lying about me being fired, I'm not talking about...
Here's the thing though, like, I can also get why, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't really care about getting lied on the fact that they were fired and quitting. But the thing is, with like getting fired, it kind of ruins your credibility a little bit more than being like, I stepped down for a reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you quit, it kind of looks worse on the company, but if you get fired, it looks worse on you. So I get why she's trying to, you know what I'm saying, put that out there.
Entry-level exec or some account manager. I'm talking about the CMO of both Kick and Steak, the guy that approves all the contracts. He's the head of the affiliate team of the partners team. He runs the social media team, but pretty much everything runs through him. Every event, anything at all, as far as ideas or streamers or anything, runs through this guy. He's basically Ed. He's on pretty much the exact same level as this guy. He directly reports to Ed. The CMO basically runs everything. I think they decided to go with this strategy because Steak and Kick are supposed to be sort of booming at the moment, and a lot of people in the industry would probably think it was crazy for someone to leave because it's such a big opportunity, and it really is, especially being in Australia where we really don't have a big entertainment industry at all.
That's valid. If y'all don't know, Steak and Kick are like based out of Australia. Like I used to have to get like, when I was getting paid like hourly before the KCIP, it was on some like I was getting paid like as like they were wiring me money and I would get like a wire transfer fee because it was coming from Australia.
So, you know, this is kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity for people. I think that they would have thought they would get away with saying that I was fired because there's no way someone would leave this business. Little do they know it was actually extremely easy to leave with the things that go on in that office. The ego on these people is insane to think that no one would leave. But they do employ people purposely that are completely okay with unethical behavior and conduct it themselves and work with zero integrity. Damn. So I'm not surprised that they were surprised that I would leave. I guess that was a mistake on their point to even employ someone like me, thinking that I would be okay with even a quarter of the things that happen in that office. It's important to note that the office environment for me was extremely hostile. Not only because I was being treated pretty poorly by a couple of individuals and the people that I went to for help were not helpful at all, but because there was just a consistent disrespect to other people's opinions and beliefs. And this went as far as to just consistently hearing the F slur. And not even just in
wait, hold on, I missed a lot.
Were not helpful at all, but because there was just a consistent disrespect to other people's opinions and beliefs. And this went as far as to just consistently hearing the F slur. And not even just in jest, like as a joke, it was specifically, you know, targeted towards people that it was supposed to discriminate against. Even so much as to walk past the socials room, the guys that run the, you know, kick streaming and kick community, and hear the N-word just dropped. Hard R. And I'm like, what is this office? How? And they had the executive, like the upper management was in the room. And I just sort of was like, what did I just hear? I couldn't believe it. And it's like, I came from companies that if you said anything slightly offensive, you were in trouble, if not fired. Like, and I think, you know, there is a balance that you have to strike. But at the end of the day, it's the company's responsibility to ensure that everybody feels safe and welcome. I even remember seeing a couple of people in my team laughing because they were deliberately misgendering transgender streamers. Like, who, like, how do you function in that environment? So in regards to my resignation letter, a lot of it was blurred. This was just due to the fact that a lot of it was personal information that wasn't really relevant, or it depicted another staff member whose story is not mine to tell. But the part that you could see that I really didn't want public, but I knew if I blurred literally the entire thing out, it would have zero impact and people would just assume that it was fake anyway. So I speak about the fact that I needed flexible working arrangements and that they were revoked. A lot of people assumed that I needed to be home all the time, or I was working from home, or I wasn't showing up from work, or I was taking a ridiculous amount of time off, which is just absolutely not the case. So my daughter started school in February, and every second week I needed to pick her up. So I would get in at around 9:30 after dropping her off. I wouldn't take any breaks or have lunch, and I would leave by about 2:30. It's important to note that a lot of staff members work from home, and we absolutely didn't have a stringent office working environment where we couldn't actually access information outside of the office, especially my team, where we had to work 24/7 because we were the POCs for a lot of partners overseas. And also I was consistently working with businesses overseas. So there were times where I would be working from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. outside of work hours after doing a day's work. So it was very normal to work from home anyway. And all I needed to do was work from home for a couple of hours at the end of the day to pick up my daughter every second week. You can imagine it was a surprise to me when the manager of the partners team, yes, the same guy that has been going around spreading lies about me, sat me down and just flat out said that my flexible working arrangements would be revoked effective immediately and I need to find alternatives. I found it absolutely disgusting that that was effective immediately when basically giving me no time to come up with an alternative. And not to get too personal, but I don't have anybody to lean on. I don't have friends or family that can help me out here. And they were very aware of that. So for me, there was no other options. They were basically telling me to choose between my child and my work. Of course, I asked.
That's actually insane. That's fucked. Like, I get you have obligations as a you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, yeah, you have obligations as a worker, but my main obligation, the reason I'm probably even doing this job is for my child. So asking me to pick my job over my child, you can suck a dick. I'm going to pick my fucking child every single time.
If this had anything to do with my,
like, to be honest, like, she probably even wouldn't even work there if it wasn't for her child. She probably would have picked something like slight, you know what I'm saying? Like, she could have, yeah, but like most people do what they do, the main reason most people do what they do is because they have kids and they have to do, you know what I'm saying?
Performance, because to me that was the only excusable reason that they could have to even revoke the rights, but to do it so suddenly. I was told in that meeting that it had absolutely nothing to do with my performance, which
I made sure to record this meeting as they already done some dodgy things.
Made sense to me because I wasn't underperforming at all, and I hadn't been told ever that I was underperforming. So it would have been very out of the blue for them to just say it in that meeting and not tell me anything prior or give me any kind of notes prior to that, like, oh, please work on this, or you need to do better here. When I asked what the reason was for this insane backflip, they told me that my parental responsibilities were becoming a burden to the team's morale and that it was going to have an effect on their performance. And as you can see, this was solidified.
We have given you the benefit of the doubt for the past couple of months by letting you work from home during the second half whenever you have requested to do so. Damn, you didn't even spell it right. Requested to do so is whenever you have required to do so. Okay. However, next week onwards, starting from you have to request to leave half a day if you are unable to work at the office. It's also discussed this might affect the team in the long run. Okay.
In this email. Yes, I have blurred out the rest because it's totally irrelevant and I want to make sure that this stays on track. This was very hurtful. You know, if you're a parent, you know that your morale is also very low, especially if you're working full time. So to hear that other people's morale was low for me having to run around like a psychopath every morning and every night trying to, you know, scurry together to get her to school, to get to work.
Bro, I don't know. That kind of seems like bull to me. I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? People with kids have more freedoms. But as somebody that used to work with people who had kids, it was like, I really couldn't be mad. I'm like, yeah, I don't have kids. I can't understand what they're going through. Sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes they, you know what I'm saying, them getting the freedom to leave and do this and do that. It was like, damn, why they get to do that? But it's because they have kids. They have little people that I don't have that. I don't need that because I don't have that. I don't have little people to take care of. You know what I'm saying?
To leave work to go get her, you know, it was a lot of pressure on me, and it's a lot of pressure on anybody. And to be so blatantly just disregarded, you know, and overlooked in that moment, it really sucked. Look, I wasn't at all surprised about being treated like this because the way that company is run is unimaginable, but it did make me sad being told that basically my daughter was a burden to other people. I also reference in this resignation letter that I was being mistreated by a couple of co-workers. I'm not going to get into this right now because honestly, it's just a lot. There's a lot to say. I actually made a video that was an hour and a half long about Kick, but I decided that I kind of came off a little bit like this guy. So I am not going to release that right now. I'm just going to go into my last month at the company and what was the turning moments that made me go, this is absolutely not worth it anymore. So after being told that I couldn't have flexible working arrangements, I sought out the CMO, that great guy, and I was like, what do I do? Where do I run? Who do I speak to? Blah, blah, blah. He goes, I'll speak to Ed. Ed is the one that basically fires you or he doesn't because of these types of issues. So every single day I came in, I was like, okay, I'm expecting them to give me an answer. You know, a week went by, 2 weeks went by, 4 weeks went by, and I'm still chasing this guy up. Like, what's going on? Can you just let me know? Like, can we talk about alternatives? I'm happy to do an extra day on the weekend if I have to. Like, I wanted to continue to try and move this platform to a good place, a safe place, a savory place for the industry. And I couldn't do that if I didn't work here. And
so they ignored her? Yeah, pretty much. That's what it seems like. I'm taking off captions because, like, it's taken, I don't know. I don't know.
Honestly,
I'm not a captions kind of person. The captions is big as hell. Is there a way I can make them smaller? No, I can't make them smaller. Only applies to the current adjust caption visibility. Oh, I have to for all videos. I'm not doing that right now.
That regard, because most people that work there really don't give a shit. I actually never got clarity on this at all. I actually quit before I ever got clarity about it. So Jesus. Who knows what would have happened. The stress of not knowing was definitely a part of wanting to leave. But there were two specific incidences in my last couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, that really solidified the fact that I was absolutely not in the right place. One of these incidences was when I was in a meeting and For those of you who don't know, there's a creator on Kick who got a contract through one of the
clip I did see, and I was like, this is fucked.
Streamers. This creator has special needs, and we gave him a contract out of good faith and the fact that this bigger streamer was quite a fan of him. Quick side note, I grew up with a severely autistic cousin, and I am very in tune with the needs and well-being of anybody.
You're talking about
with
Jake, if you don't know.
So I wanted to follow up on this guy's contract renewal because the POC was the manager of the partners team. And I don't know if you guys have figured this out or not yet, but he's a massive dick. So I was really concerned that this streamer wasn't going to be treated well, and I was right. So when I asked about this streamer's contract renewal, he had a smirk on his face and goes, I decimated his rate. And this was apparently fucking hilarious because everybody else in the room laughed. I said, well, what did you put it down to? And he proceeded to then brag about the fact that he got him on a below market cent rate for an English streamer. Everybody thought this was funny, and I was shocked. And even if I think about this too much, it actually makes me cry because the thought of how bad this streamer must have felt, it's just not right. And the level of just cruelty there as well, and just
that shit's fucked.
Absolute, like, no compassion towards the fact that this person, there are no words. I have no words about this. It made me, I don't use the word hate very often, but it made me hate.
So less than what would be considered minimum wage in the streaming world. Yeah, pretty much.
This person, which was very difficult because
like what they were saying he made, I make more than him, and he averages more viewers. I think he gets like double the viewers I get, and I would be making more than him if what the rate they said he has is true.
He
literally
was managing that team that I was a part of. Being around this people and those people who thought it was funny became impossible. And this is amongst a billion other things that I put in that 1.5-hour video that I haven't released. But I think this kind of adequately depicts the type of people that are, you know, pulling the strings behind this platform.
What's my shirt size? This right now is a XXL. I'm on some like I'm on some cozy shit right now. I'm chilling.
Second reason, so the second incident that happened about 2 days prior to me leaving, which really solidified it. I walked out of this meeting, called my friend and was like, it's done. I'm done. I'm out of here. I cannot do this anymore. We were talking about the fact that they were trying to get a very beloved Twitch streamer over to Kick, to stream Steak as well.
Okay.
And God, it's horrible. And just for context, this particular streamer had been publicly battling cancer recently. So they decided to utilize that in their strategy to get this person over. The conversation very quickly became quite sinister. I'm going to say a quote, and something that I cannot get out of my head because it's so heinous to me. And I think it will speak volumes in, you know, the type of characters that work there, which is why I had to get out. The quote that I remember hearing was, we can get her on Kick streaming Steak for a relatively low price because she probably thinks she's going to die soon and she'll want to leave more money for her family. When I heard that, I actually was surprised. I sort of looked up in surprise. And everybody else was sort of looking at this person that was speaking and just being like, yeah, you know, that's true. Let's go with that. Like, I think we can get this person. And I remember getting really hot after that. Like, I just felt like I was in hell and I was talking to the devils and I was talking to demons, like, and these demons were plotting to, you know, take over the world and I had to stop them. Like, it felt so bad. When I walked out of that meeting, I actually ended up going home early because I needed to after having that conversation with my friend, I just needed to really, really think hard about whether I could stick this out. And obviously my decision was that I was going to walk away. I had no intention to expose the company.
Wow. That's fucked.
Although a lot of people that I did speak to about these issues, like throughout the entire time I was there, and then obviously when I left and the reasons why, they said that people should know about this, especially because this company has so much influence. Letting,
you know, she's not wrong. Like, shit like that you don't want to bring to the foreground because people be like, oh, you're lying, oh, this, oh, that. But if you don't speak up, if you don't speak up when the shit happens, only when it's on a downfall, it's like, oh, why didn't you say shit before? So it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I mean? Like, if she would have waited until more shit came out about Kick to drop this video or to speak out about it, they'd be like, why would you wait so long? They needed to know. You know what I mean? So, I get it. I get it for sure. Ugh.
People know about what's going on behind the scenes might help them hold them accountable. And there is nothing without accountability.
Facts.
And right now, they are not accountable for anything. As you can see, they just let shit slide. They do anything. They don't care about pedophiles on the platform. Like this guy right here, I had to fight tooth and nail to get this guy off. This is something I went into detail in the other video. But
that would have pissed. Okay, see, shit like that. Why do you, bro, it's clear as day. It's blatant as fuck. And you had to fight to get him banned? Like, why do you think that's worth keeping? The nigga probably averaged 500. You can find somebody else that averaged 500, bruh. Yeah, that's a lot of viewers, but at the same time, it's not worth it. Like, and why should she have to fight with you to do that?
Yeah, fought so hard to get this guy off, and he told two 14-year-old girls that he wanted to do something sexual to them, and he even included their age in the proposition. I mean, if you haven't seen the video, it's
fucking disgusting.
It's so heinous. It's so wrong. And the fact that everyone there could watch it almost with a grin on their face. There were staff members who were defending it, saying that it was a joke. That was actually one of the first times I was like, I have to walk away. If this guy stays on the platform, I have to go. Child endangerment, like having children on the platform. Before I got there was no verification process for if somebody was underage. And it's so funny because by the time I left, me and compliance had put together a process, and because I was pushing it so hard, I'm like, we cannot allow anybody under 13 to stream. Now, nobody knew this, by the way, because I guess when you copy Twitch's TOS verbatim and then you just get some random guy in the office to change, you know, the wording, none of the staff know the terms of service. So a lot of people were just like, nah.
Oh, wait. Damn, y'all didn't even come up with your... Oh, my God. Oh. Every day, bro. Like, I want to be able to say this is the platform I stream on, but god damn, shit like this makes it so fucking hard. You copy the TOS verbatim and don't even follow the shit because you don't even know what you copied. Come on, man. This is just not a good look, bro.
She can stream even if she's 6 years old because, you know, she'll have her dad near her or whatever. And it's like, no, that's actually not the case. She cannot be on the platform and she cannot hold her own account. Funnily enough, when I left, I was like, okay, good. The child safety part is pretty much done. They have a process now in place, and I'm pretty sure there's no need to allow children on the platform because what market are you trying to capture? You already have pedophiles on the platform. Are you just trying to, like, appease them? Like, what's the point? I still don't know because I saw this tweet about 2 or 3 weeks ago where
this kid has been hustling all weekend with a solid family at his side. There's no...
A prominent staff...
Guys got to meet about one time. An autograph.
...member is promoting on Twitter an 11-year-old boy who, whilst I was there, I was the reason why this kid got banned. And I'm sorry to the child that... you know, that might upset you, but it's about your own safety. And especially on Kick, I feel like sometimes Kick should be like you can't even be on it under 18. This child was banned when I was there because, you know, I did have a zero tolerance towards it because children need to be protected, not only against the people on the platform, but you need to protect children against being, you know, exploited by their parents, which you see on YouTube all the time. You need to protect children from people on the streams. Like if he got chat-botted or, you know, a bad character came into his stream and started saying horrible things that you can only imagine, I would feel guilty for that. And who knows what that's going to do to that child as he grows up. Ugh, God, it's I just can't believe these people. Anyway, so as you can see in the tweet, he's just promoting him. He's reinstated his account. The kid gets featured all the time.
Wow.
And he's verified. And he's 11. And the reason I know he's 11 is because on his Facebook page...
Today's my... I'm happy to say I will have the honor of streaming at DreamHack on Kick for the first time. Wow. You can't make this shit up. Dallas DreamHack 2024.
That he used to stream on. It says, I turned 11 in Dallas. They just blatantly ignore their terms of service, which are in place to protect children from dipshits like this that I, for some reason, had to fight to get off the platform. I'm sorry, it's this type of shit. This just makes me so frustrated because the bare minimum is to protect kids. And these two examples just showcase that they could care less. They could care less. There were times where I was nearly in tears because I just didn't understand why they cared so much about letting this guy stay and letting this kid on the platform. I don't understand. I do understand that the less savory streamers do have viewers that are likely to mortgage their fucking house to stream on stakes. So that is the reason. And well, you know, what's a few pedophiles for a few $1 billion? So anyways, thank you for watching. I don't know if this video is even going to go anywhere. I hope it does because this is the only way that they're going to be held accountable. I also don't know what's going to happen to me because of this video. I don't really care if they sue me. I doubt Stake wants to be in a courtroom anyway. But if they do, I mean, I have nothing to take anyway. I'll pay them like $30 a week for the rest of my life, or I'll declare bankruptcy. But I guess the worst thing would be if I just disappear randomly. You know, crazy things have happened to people that go against big gambling companies. Just look it up. But so if I do disappear randomly, luckily I moved house recently and I'm not even on the lease, so hopefully they can't find me. But I feel like after recording that long video and even doing this one, it's been very cathartic for me. It's really sorted out a lot of my thoughts, and I've been able to really reflect on what happened there and how wrong it all was. There is so...
Have Breach been talking about this too? They reacted to this video, or like what happened?
Much more. But I think for now that kind of at least showcased my little story about why I left. And yeah, I appreciate it. And please just be aware of these things. And I'm not trying to shame anybody on Kick, any creator. If you're on Kick and you think that, you know, it's better for your community or you're happier there, that's totally fine. It's not your responsibility to, you know, take on the burden of the inner workings of a company that you're slightly associated with by you.
That's so crazy. Can you send it in Discord? Put it in Spotlight.
Using their platform. That is not your burden. It is, however, important that you guys can make an informed decision. So I hope that...
I respect that. Yeah, he did.
A light on that. Anyway, thank you for listening and have a happy day.
Damn. Like, this shit sucks, man. It's like, it's very fucking conflicting, man. It's very conflicting. Like, I thought niggas was taking a step in the right direction, and then this video drops, and it's just like... Let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Me and chat probably gonna talk about it, but yeah. Jesus.